project number 10, inspire your audience. The objective of this speech is to inspire the audience by appealing to noble motives and challenge the audience to a higher level of belief and achievement. Also, to appeal to the audience's needs and emotions using stories, anecdotes, and quotes. And finally, to avoid using no's. Successful people make Katrina's heart go pity-pat. She has spent the last couple of months reading everything she could find by or about basketball coach John Wooden. As a coach, he was a coach for the UCLA Bruins, led his team to 7 consecutive NCAA championships, 88 consecutive wins, and 8 perfect Pac-10 seasons. I have goosebumps again. Must be one of those miracles we're talking about. He has mentored countless business people, ministers, and teachers. He was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Please welcome Katrina as she inspires us with Make Each Day Your Masterpiece. Katrina.
Thank you. When little Johnny Wooden graduated from grammar school, his father gave him a present. It wasn't a toy. It wasn't a new bicycle, a new set of clothes, or even a book. What little Johnny Wooden's father gave him was $1 in cash and a 3x5 card. On the 3x5 card was some advice. And as he gave Johnny the card, he said, "Johnny, if you follow the words of this advice every day, you'll do all right." I imagine that most of us in this room would like to be a success. I've never heard anybody say, "You know, if I work really hard and I'm really lucky, someday, just maybe I could be a dismal failure." Nobody thinks like that, correct? But the problem is, what is success? Johnny Wooden, obviously, was pretty successful in his life from the introduction. Would you like to know what the card said? Okay, this is the card. There's 7 pieces of advice. Number 1, be true to yourself. Number 2, help others. Number 3, make each day your masterpiece. Number 4, make friendship a fine art. 5, drink deeply from good books, especially the Bible. 6, build a shelter against a rainy day. And 7, give thanks for all your blessings and ask for guidance every day. John Wooden defined success after thinking about it deeply for a long time. This is a problem that a lot of us have. We want to be successful, but we don't know exactly what success is. Is it making a lot of money? Having a lot of friends? Maybe leaving a legacy for your kids? Well, maybe we all get to make up what success is for us. My husband and I just had a planning retreat over the long weekend, where we dreamed and thought about what we wanted to do for the next year and set goals for ourselves. So if we reach our goals, does that make us successful? Maybe. But if that's the definition of success, it'd be kind of easy to be successful, wouldn't it? You just have to set really easy goals. Today, I will blink whenever necessary. Yay, I'm a success. So there's a little bit more to it than just reaching your goals, too. John Wooden's definition of success is the peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you put in the effort to become the best you are capable of becoming. There's kind of a lot to chew on in that definition. First of all, success isn't determined by anybody else. It's determined by your own effort and your success. It's also a feeling, kind of. It's the peace of mind. And the peace of mind comes from being satisfied with yourself. But satisfied with yourself for just taking up room on the planet? Not really. Satisfying because you put in the effort to become the best you're capable of becoming. That the best you're capable of becoming is a little bit tricky too. Because a lot of us really underestimate what we can do. And we find this out whenever there's an emergency or whenever we're pushed in some way. And we realize, wow, I could do way more than I thought I could. Your demonstration actually kind of showed that too in a way, didn't it? So how do you know that you're becoming the best you are capable of becoming? And John Wooden struggled with that. And he realized that a lot of times people define success by the results you get. Winning a game or getting an A on a paper or something like that. And what he wanted was a tool that he could use to help his students and his players have something that they could attain to that was more concrete, but yet wasn't defined by some external kind of measurement. So this is what he came up with. This is the pyramid of success. And it has a lot of different changes over the years. But basically, these are building blocks of character traits and habits that John Wooden believed if you pursued intently that you would be successful. John Wooden never actually talked about winning with his team. This coach that had 88 consecutive wins never would talk to his team about winning or losing. He said, if you do what you need to do, the results will follow. So I'm just going to briefly, I don't have time to go, there's been books and books and books written about the pyramid of success. And if you'd like to read some of them, I would encourage you to do so. So I'm just going to briefly go over it. Industriousness and enthusiasm are the two cornerstones that everything else is built on. Industriousness just means hard work. Nobody's successful without working hard at it. Enthusiasm is the other cornerstone, though. And that is because if you work hard and work hard and work hard at something that you don't love doing, it's drudgery. And that's going to undermine your success, too. Enthusiasm does not necessarily mean over-emotionalism or yay all the time. It just means loving what you do, loving what you're about. And that will boil over, and it will also be attractive to other people. The three here in the middle are people skills, because John Wooden believed that you can't be a success by yourself. And so friendship, loyalty, and cooperation all work together to help you develop your people skills. Loyalty can be to yourself. Loyalty can be to friends. Loyalty can be to family, your country, your job. Basically, it just means a commitment, really. Friendship is about give and take. He says it takes being a friend to have friends. Cooperation is about doing things the best way, even if it's not your way. One of his favorite quotes, there's a billion John Wooden quotes, and one of his favorite quotes is, it's amazing what can get done if you don't care who gets credit for the results. The second level of the pyramid is self-control, alertness, initiative, and intentness. Self-control was one that he emphasized a lot. He wouldn't allow his basketball players to use profanity. If they used profanity, they would be benched, even if they were the top player, like Bill Walton. So why? He said, well, it wasn't because profanity is such a big deal. It's because it shows a lack of control. And if you are not in control of yourself, then your opponent will be able to easily defeat you. Alertness is about being open-minded, looking around, figuring out things, always being a lifelong learner. Just yesterday when I was researching this topic, I noticed that John Wooden had a website. Okay, he died last summer and he was 99 years old. He was almost 100. And yet in the past couple of years, he had put together, a website. Most people from that era, really, that's not something that they would be doing. I'm going to have to speed quickly through the rest of these because I notice my time is getting a little bit short. Alertness, again, is about open-mindedness. Initiative is about taking action when action is needed. Intentness is about not giving up. Condition, skill, and team spirit. Skill is the heart of the pyramid. Whatever it is you're trying to be successful at, if you don't have some skills for it, it's not going to work out. You should pick something you have some natural skill at anyway, and then work to develop those skills. Condition is about being ready for anything. Team spirit, the eagerness to give up or to sacrifice something for the good of everyone else or the good of the people on the team. It's not just being willing, but it's being eager. And then these three on the top of the pyramid come naturally out of the other skills. Once you've attained these skills, poise and confidence will come. Poise is about being yourself. Poise means you don't try to be anybody else or pretend to be something that you're not. And confidence is knowing that you'll have the tools that you need in whatever situation you're in, because you have skill, alertness, initiative, friendship, self-control, and all the things that you need. And then finally, the top of the pyramid is competitive greatness. Once you've attained all the other skills and traits in the pyramid, what's going to challenge you? You're not challenging to overcome yourself anymore. You get challenged by others who compete with you, or any other challenge that you may attain. So instead of being afraid of the challenge or hoping the challenge isn't going to come, you embrace it. And competitive greatness, again, is just a natural outcome of all the other aspects of the pyramid. So how are we doing on the pyramid of success? See some things that you might need to work on possibly? Well, John Wooden is proof that success doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't have to be fancy. In fact, it doesn't even need to be something that other people can see in you. Just make each day your masterpiece, and you'll be all right. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Katrina.